Okay, have you ever wanted to see a movie that had a plumber with emotional issues still taking night classes, who then finally realized his destiny to become a monster slayer? Then by all means, you should probably try to find Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer. It's classified as a horror comedy. The comedy is the goofy sort of comedy. You know, Robert Englund does some pretty good physical comedy in it. And, you know, he goes to, since he's a plumber, he goes to get a piece of plumbing hardware. And the person you talk to order things is ridiculously old and slow. The fact that he actually essentially says the same dialogue at two different moments in the movie. And Jack kind of has that, so am I getting this part or what was going on? And then the same old guy reveals, you know, the origin of the Black Heart, which is what creates the monster, as well as has the tie to Jack's past. He kind of gives him a, yeah, okay, that's awesome. There was a black heart that's been passed around and sold at auctions, and, you know, your family happened to get a hold of it and turned your uncle crazy, so you killed him and buried him in the backyard so the heart beating. And you did that all with one hand. 100% of these dig that hole. Yeah, okay, you know what? That's great. Can I have that part now? But when he finally gets to the point where he realizes it's his destiny to fight these monsters, with like 20 minutes left in the movie, and you see him actually like tackling, punching, and kicking, you know, essentially what's kind of like a zombie. But then using plumber implements to fight them as well, you know, like a lead pipe, screwdriver, awl, wrench. It's not that bad. Now you do have to get through a lot of not that bad of acting. You know, everyone comes off fairly plausible. His girlfriend is annoying and clueless. Aunt Celeste is kind of yelling at him. And does a whole scene where she's just screaming at him the whole time. And he's like, you know, just get out of my car. Just get out. Of course, he yells back at her. She freaks out. They've got a guy who, if you've ever gone to night school, there's always been that one guy who takes like meticulous notes. And it's like, you know, we really get to learn this stuff better. You gotta just come to my house and do some drugs. You know, smoke some hash. This will make so much more sense. Chemistry is a lot more interesting when you're baked out of your mind. There's also the woman in the class who, ironically, thinks she knows all the answers and is kind of close. So she's kind of the annoying one. But all in all, I'll be honest, it's goofy. It's got moments of gore. It's got great physical acting by Robert Englund. And in under an hour and a half, this is actually, it's a fairly light movie. It takes itself nowhere near seriously. I was reading some other reviews for it to kind of help myself get my mind around it. Lots of people kind of throw out the whole, kind of like Evil Dead, where you've got some violence, you've got some gore, but you've also got a lot of goofiness, where the movie has moments where it takes itself real seriously. But it's that real serious with a wink to it. That whole, like, this is a really serious scene. As Jack is kind of like, If it would have had a moment where he would look at the camera and have, like, winked, if he had broken the fourth wall in maybe one or two spots, this movie would have been absolutely phenomenal. Beyond that, it's just, you know, it's watching a guy who's frustrated and has anger issues, trying to come to grips with those, and then realizing that his destiny all along has been to, essentially, whoop the crap out of monsters. And to do so with plumbing implements. I mean, that's the movie. It sounds bizarre, and in a lot of ways you watch kind of going, this is a really weird movie. Not like freaky, weird, stupid, best worst of my life movie, but it's bizarre, it's goofy, it's fun, and there's some blood, there's some violence. Compared to most movies today, it's on the tame side. So the comedy's more of that kind of dry, dark humor, and the horror is kind of creepy monster and zombies, and no CGI, all practical effects. So that is Jack Brooke Monster Slayer. It's an interesting movie. It's fun. It's goofy. It's got some violence. You'd see somebody take a lead pipe and bash in a zombie's skull.